I wanted to tell you about my first experience with that famous Italian wedding album supplier, Graphistudio. Now, it hopefully will be short. Unfortunately, the experience wasn't as short as I hoped, but overall it's a positive experience. Let me explain. First of all, installed the software, great, no problems, got to grip with it, looked decent. So tried to upload, wasn't happy. What was the problem? I kept getting messages flagging up in the software. I got in touch with Graphistudio. Now this is where they excelled. There are a few people there that are quick to find you on message boards or just to respond to emails, and they're proactive. They look to help. They'll even call you sometimes when you're a bit busy. They'll keep calling you to try and help you. That's a good thing. In fact, that's a great thing. People like Marvin, Chris, and I even had a message off Alessia, but I think, if I got the name right, but it was basically Marvin and Chris that really got involved and were very proactive in that aspect. So that's a great thing. That's definitely a plus for Graphy. However, the message wasn't really getting across too well, and it took a while to get to the crux of it, but we got there. Software can have bugs, can have problems. That's cool. I understand that. So moving on from that. By the way, if you find that you're having problems, throw everything on a desktop and work everything off there. And if you're still having problems as I did, well, persevere. Usually you can get it all done if it comes out right in the thumbnails, in the slideshow, if the layout's how you want, even if it's throwing up errors, if you see all the files are there, then more than likely you can just FTP it across to them. One recommendation that I got from them was to ask for a PDF confirmation. Once it's all uploaded, before it goes to print, just tell them to send you a PDF of what they're about to print, so you can just check it over one more time. That goes for the cover and the book layout itself. That was a tip that I received. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. I had to chase that up, and I was told, no, it all looked fine, it looks good. And I said, well, you guys told me to ask for a PDF, so where's my PDF? Not the PDF that you can do yourself, but they will do it. So you know that what's got to their office is exactly what you need. Right, anyway, so the order's with them. I finally worked out how to get the bits and pieces that I need, because you'll find that the software, when it comes to paying and uploading, it's not very intuitive at first. It doesn't tell you what you need to know at first. So you're thinking, well, how am I supposed to do the cover design? How am I supposed to upload that? Once you go through all the steps on the system itself, with the order itself, then they're in there, and then it's intuitive. First time user, guess that's what happens. Iron out the bugs, no problem. Moving on. So we get past the PDF problem as well, which obviously slowed down the process. Then I noticed while waiting that the discount hadn't gone off, because I'd got the usual 30% off emails. That was key to me, because it was the first time I used it and the budget was fairly tight. So I emailed them, hey, so where's my discount? Can you sort that out, please? I get a response, no. What do you mean, no? Well, that went to your other account on your other email, so you can't have it because now you're using this email. Well, I said, it's the same person. I'm the same person that saw the email, saw the promotion, decided to give it a go. So after a lot of back and forth, they consolidated my accounts, because as it turned out, way back when, I'd used my personal email to check them out, but never actually went with them, went with other album suppliers. I've been doing this for quite a long time, so it's not my first time at the rodeo, but it is with Graphy. Anyway, they consolidated it and then said, well, carry on, no discount. I said, well, that's no good. I need that discount. So after a lot of back and forths, Marvin finally sorted it out. Maybe there was something on their system that didn't make it so easy. Maybe they were trying to hold back to salvage that bit of money. But I felt it was a little bit wooden. It was a little bit hard to get through to them that I'm the customer. It's the first time. Encouraged me to come back. So that's what happened. Eventually I got the discounts. Probably all the time I spent emailing them outweighed the money that I actually saved. Anyway, they sorted that problem too. Then, the usual wait for the album to arrive. Box arrives, Graphistudio all around it. great, it's arrived, let's check it out. Because after all that, if the product is excellent, I'll be a happy guy again. I've kept my client informed of what they would need to know and want to know, and we're away. Open it up, this all looks great. Not my wedding, not my client's wedding. A completely different order had been sent out to me. I guess these errors happen, but I'd already had problems with the software, the customer service, the discount code, the PDF not being sent to me. What else was going to happen? Well, I had to send it back. Positive, they arranged that you just go onto FedEx, type it all up on there. The FedEx link is part of the system with Graphy, so it's there. You have to do some admin, but it's there, and they arrange for it to be picked up too. So wait about 2 or 3 weeks and another box arrives, and sure enough, it arrived. And this is where it makes it worthwhile. Not all the hassle I went through, but take a look at what I received. So the book that I ordered, you'll see the size in a minute, come in a nice big box, wrapped up well, cool. You open it up and you see that everything inside is sturdy enough. Pull that out, and that's what you're greeted with. Decent enough, yeah? Nice bubble wrapping, looks nice, presented well. Pull that back. And inside you're greeted with 2 boxes. Now the 2 boxes is because I took up the offer of a free sample calendar. Now you don't get to design that or anything, so let's take a look at that. It's just made with the images that you upload. Let's move the bag out of the way and pop that open. So that's the calendar itself that I ordered. Doesn't really fit into my brand in the style, but the quality of it's nice. It's decent paper, good printing. Just not necessarily my style for my brand, but because of the extra time that this client had to wait, there's a good chance that I'll gift them that. I'm gonna give it some thought, check it out first to see if they'll really like it. Comes in a nice box then, nice and protected. And this is the album that I ordered. No surprises for guessing which album it is, but this is the standard box, by the way, and you've got some cloth there, so that protects it and also helps pull it out. Now of course I've opened this once before, so yours might be a little bit easier to open. So there you go. Now this is going to be awkward to film because I've gone for the metallic cover. Oh, you can see me there, so maybe that'll give you the best idea. Now they didn't send me a PDF proof, but you get an idea more or less of how it's going to turn out, and you can see a few options for the lettering. And I've gone with the black leather at the back. I'll say I've gone, also the client's gone with that. So that's absolutely beautiful. I do really enjoy that. Open it up, there's a nice weight to it as well, to that cover. A very nice weight. So there's the pages. Of course it's lay flat as you'd expect for a quality product. So maybe this is where it's really worth the while. The product does seem absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. I'm not seeing any major problems or minor problems at all, to be honest. I would be happy if this was my own personal wedding book. In fact, it probably will be one day. Of course, some of my choices are down to the client's choices. Normally I wouldn't necessarily have a black and white image sharing with a color image on the page, but I think it looks great. It's just, yeah, I'm happy with it. Graphistudio, don't worry, all the moaning, well, these are things that can happen. Unfortunately, in my first experience, they all culminated to make it quite an annoying experience. But the end product is quality. The end product that I finally received, the be all and end all is this is a quality product. Now, of course, you're asking, what have I ordered? The 20 by 30 book, 8 by 12 if you use that sort of language. The calendar itself is 30 by 40 or 12 by 6 in inches. And I didn't really need any extras. I like a nice simple book. The metallic cover was the extra in this case. I think it really just sets it off lovely. It makes it a nightmare to video, but looks absolutely fantastic. Now I did have to wait a little while for it to arrive. All good things come to those who wait, and as long as you quote to your client the time that it can take, then that's not going to backfire on you. I think it would have been a lot quicker without the hiccups, to be honest, but for a first time user experience, I think I can say that I'm very happy. So a big thumbs up for me.